Different Del Potro than last year.
He's the veteran on court, the older of the two men. He's been in this position before. Does experience count for much on a moment like this? Well, it has to in a little bit. We'll see if that can be any advantage for the Russian. Turned pro back in '99, and it's been a steady climb to the top of the game. And he's one of those guys who's been around the top 5 now for 5 years.
It's funny, he's never really won a major, never won a Grand Slam, Del Potro has, but he does play well in big matches and in finals. He's 4-0 in finals this year and 18-5 in his career. So he doesn't, once he's playing well, he continues to play well generally that week. And you can see his ranking over the last few years, always comfortably top 5 in the world. This year, dropped a little bit to number 7. He'll be moving up as next year starts because he had a heel injury, and that's really why he dropped in the rankings. He dropped out of the top 10 for a minute this year, but he's gotten it all the way back, obviously.
Yeah, he went from being the 3rd best player in the world behind Federer and Nadal to being passed by Djokovic, passed by Murray. Yet here he is still standing 2009 in a major championship match like this. It says a lot for about his staying power and how he's added a few dimensions to his game. He's not a great volleyer, but he can finish up there now. Plays a little bit of underspin occasionally.
You're right. He is trying to mix it up slightly, and you can see his road that lost to Djokovic, beat Nadal badly in the first set, especially. Nadal hung in the second. Soderling, that was a must-win for him. He got through him in 3 tough sets, and then his first ever win against the world #1, Roger Federer, and that exciting 7-5 in the 3rd set contest. Here's Goliath.
he's a young one.
Del Potro.
He strides the earth like a behemoth. 6 feet 6 inches tall. Tallest Grand Slam champion we've ever had. And again, he's growing as a player. He's just starting to get better and making some movements now. 21, he's got a tremendous future ahead of him.
You know, I now expect him, after what I've been seeing the last couple of big tournaments, I expect him to be #1 in the world someday. You can see his rise up the rankings. And the reason for that is there's not ever been a guy 6'6" that moves and defends as well as he does. Obviously, when you're 6'6", you're going to have some power. He does have that in abundance. But on top of that, he defends and looks when he's moving as though he's 6'2". Now, when he gets nervous, sometimes he doesn't move great. But he has so much confidence right now. Once he gets hot, he seems to stay hot. Last year when he won 4 titles in a row, he won his first title ever and then followed up 3 tournaments in a row winning after that. So he's a guy, when he gets his confidence, he gets on rolls. He's on one.
Back at the O2 Arena in London, England, Davydenko and Del Potro. And it's the Russian who will serve first.
Sort of a sluggish-looking Del Potro. They like this big match, the big moments.
Quickness. That time the Russian got the best of that exchange.
Yeah, that's the question. What will win out in those 2 things? And Davydenko did get to play Soderling, who to me plays very similar style to Del Potro, and was able to handle his pace and his power, win a tough 3-setter. Winner has won a big title before where Davydenko hasn't. Would have been looking at is that he's chipping a lot of forehand returns rather than hitting it, and I don't like that from Davydenko, that he sometimes maybe waits with a backhand grip. It's funny, Del Potro, we talk about his power over and over, and it seems when he plays Federer, he doesn't play this far behind the baseline. But against Soderling, he was playing a lot of defense, and right now against Davydenko, he's letting Davydenko push him around. The little guy's pushing him around slightly in some of these rallies.
I think that's significant that Davydenko is showing that he can finish at the net a little bit. Because that's something that Soderling doesn't really do that well. So Del Potro could just dig in behind the baseline and not really feel that threat.
Well, just make the passing shot, knowing that that's maybe good enough against Soderling. You might get a free missed volley. Where Davydenko has volleyed, as ugly as it looks, reasonably well.
The wood chopper.
The wood chopper backhand volley that he seems to make.
Hey, don't knock it if it's working.
Yeah, I never give him the check for volley on who has the edge because of the way it looks, really, more than it's been pretty effective. Got to give him that.
His forehand volley's a little more solid.
Yeah.
Dependable. Eight-day event